Welcome back, Guardians. Gemini here, and today I want to talk to you about the Destiny 2 raid hints that Luke Smith revealed to Mashable. Now, it's just a cryptic detail given, but it's big news because of what was said and how it was said that should be very interesting for you to know as fans. I'll be providing an overview of the article to give you an idea of where this raid may be taking us. But before we get to that, I want to mention, since the Destiny 2 beta is only 2 weeks away, I will be streaming my playthroughs on twitch.tv for anyone interested in joining me along with my clan. I'll also have a community Facebook page you can follow to stay up to date on news and events. The links will be in the description down below. Let's begin. So during E3, Adam Rosenberg from Mashable interviewed Luke Smith regarding the 5th raid in the series. According to the article, which was released July 2nd, Luke Smith looks at all the raids to date as his children. In the interview, he states, "I love all of them, and they're all unique in their own way." Luke goes on to say that each raid, starting with the Vault of Glass all the way to Destiny 2's raid, is defined by a core ethos, or as he puts it, a heartbeat. Luke then goes into detail describing the properties of the Vault of Glass, where players remember they are spread out and brought back together in the most potent way. This is easily referring to the last checkpoint in the raid, the Vault of Glass itself. How Atheon would transport 3 random players to either the past or the future, while the other 3 players would be left behind to open the corresponding time gate to bring the team back together to deal massive damage to Atheon. And yes, I am pronouncing it Atheon. Luke then described the heartbeat of Crota's end raid as creating hero moments. That throughout this raid, moments were scattered across all checkpoints that would call on that one player to save the day, to be the hero. According to Smith, the person wielding the sword has this responsibility. They're the focal point. Among the 6, there's one hero moment. You can remember this by the thematic tune that would play every time a player picked up the sword to take on Crota. The King's Fall raid was described as placing an emphasis on movement and positioning in each of its checkpoints, which gave it a more balletic feeling if done properly. Luke described the heartbeat for this raid as traversal. It was about navigating through space. You'll remember this moment during the Oryx Challenge checkpoint, where there was a lot of placement and synchronization required in order to defeat the Taken King himself. So we move on to Destiny's final raid, the Wrath of the Machine. This particular raid took shape because of one question that was repeatedly asked by Smith: where are the moments of glorious combat? This particular raid had a more epic tone to it, more like a collision course of sorts. An example of this theme is how, in order to defeat Vosik, players had to take out the monitors in the room and hide in the storage rooms before activating a force field. Luke stated, "Moments of glorious combat became the heartbeat for that raid. I think that's a great action game raid. I love Wrath of the Machine." So now we get to Destiny 2's mystery raid. The name is yet to be revealed, but according to the Mashable article, Smith opened up about this raid's underlying idea, a sense of place. He states, "Raid 5. When we looked at it, it was about building a place you believe is real. That was our priority." When asked to be clear if this was the heartbeat of the raid, Smith smiled and giggled that he had a real good secret he couldn't share yet. The only thing he did say was, "A place that you believe could exist. It's unlike anything we've done." So with the information that we've gathered here so far, the new raid in Destiny 2 seems to point at being more grounded. Something that could exist? That it was about a place that you believe is real? Since the world of Destiny is already a sci-fi fantasy, my only assumption of this statement is that the raid would take place somewhere familiar, or someplace that would make all previous assumptions real. I could very well be pulling in strings here, but it does seem to insinuate that to us. I like speculating, because it gives me something to look forward to in Destiny 2, even if I end up wrong on the guess. So if I'm allowed an assumption here, my guess would be that the raid may take place in the tower itself, someplace very new and hidden in the tower. Since we never really got to explore the tower in its entirety in Destiny 1, and in Destiny 2 we can only see a small new section of the tower, it's possible that we may have to fight our way back into our old base to reclaim the Traveler. This picture here shows 6 Guardians running in what could either be a Cabal ship or the tower, and since Luke Smith said this raid is going to be something real and likely to exist, I'd like to say that this is the tower. Another guess I can make, although this one might be a bit far-fetched, is that the raid may end up taking us inside the Traveler. I mean, the slogan keeps referring to a world without light, and this would very much go hand in hand with that slogan. I hope we don't end up fighting or destroying the Traveler. I mean, could you imagine what that would mean for the story and the future of the Destiny universe if that were the case? It would totally change our perception on all the lore we know thus far. Who the end boss of the raid will be is my guess, but my best guess would be the Consul. It could turn out that the speaker is the Consul himself. I mean, think about it. He is not found at all during the attack on the tower. Maybe he is the mastermind behind Gaul. Again, these are all speculations and guesses from a hardcore fan of the game and lore. I hope you're as excited about this raid as I am. And on that note, that about wraps up today's episode on the Destiny 2 raid detail hints. If you have any suggestions or have any thoughts on today's topic, leave a comment below. If you like the content and want to help me out, please like this video and subscribe. And if you want to see more content on this channel and want to be notified of a new video, hit the bell beside the button. As always, Guardians, until next time, good gaming.